All right, everyone. It says we're live. I just wanted to welcome everybody. Sorry for the short delay, but we're waiting on Christopher Allen. He's in the changing room right now, but he'll be back with us here. But yeah, I'm Rob with ScrappyDew, and I'm going to let the other people that you see down below introduce themselves. Go ahead, there, Ken. Introduce yourself.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ken. I'm with Kens Kreations. You can find my blog over at www.creativeken.blogspot.com, where you'll find all of my videos and posts.
All right. Next, we have Michelle. She's audio only. Uh, Michelle.
I'm sorry, I lost internet. What did you say? I lost
Okay.
connection.
Just introduce yourself.
Oh, okay.
Let everyone know who
I
you
didn't
are.
hear your part. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm design team leader for ScrappyDew, and I also have a blog at michellemybellcreations.com.
All right. Once Christopher Allen comes back in, I'll let him introduce himself. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this is a live show. You guys can participate by commenting below, whether or not that is in the Google Hangout event page or the YouTube page. If you're in the Google event page, I did enable the little camera icon so you can upload photos if you wish on stuff that we're talking about that may help the other group that may help the group understand what you're asking. Okay, so like I said, this is a group chat. Now, some YouTubes that we'll talk about here is there's typically about a 30 to 60-second delay between what you are seeing and what we're actually talking about. So keep that in mind when you ask your question. We may move next subject, but it's always okay. We'll always come back. Now we can bring up comments. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and this will be like a little public service announcement here. So if you're on the event page and if you scroll all the way down, you'll see this comment here. This is what I suggest you guys do if you guys want to know when we're actually going live. Is go down there and click on that link and just sign up for that email. We'll send out a 10-minute reminder on when we are going live, and usually the day prior or 2 days prior, we'll let you know when the live show is and what the topics we'll be covering. Of course, you can always ask questions before the show even goes live so that we can help prepare a better lesson for you. All right, it looks like Christopher Allen is back with us. I'm going to let him introduce himself real quick. So go ahead, Christopher.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Allen with Christopher Allen Designs, and I'm sorry that I came in a little bit late. We're getting very technical, and we're using double cameras and things, so I had to get myself set up.
Yeah, he's going to be doing a live demonstration of the Cricut print then cut, so everyone can see this live edits whatsoever. We can see if it gets the actual good cut, and that way you can see if this cutting machine is for you or not. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start off this show with the design team gallery that the ScrappyDew design team has put out, and they take our ScrappyDew files, they make it a project, and they post it on Facebook, and we go ahead and we post them on our Google page as well. And Michelle has compiled them here, and she'll go through just a few, and then she'll show you what she's been doing with the ScrappyDew store, and to give you guys a little inspiration. So go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, we have our first project tonight is by Frances, and she created let me move this up a little bit. She created a spinner card, and she used the Scrap Factory program and the Sports Expansion Pack. Our next project is by Jenna, and this past March she received a wedding invitation from a very good friend of hers. It's for a formal wedding, and this is the card that she created. And she used 3 different pattern files to create her card. She used the wedding day, and the royal pals, and the movie night. And the wedding day could be found in the world category, and the royal pals could be found in the character category, and the movie night could be found in the family category. And this is the inside of our card. And this next project is by Margaret. And Margaret works in an assisted living facility. And she created this for one of the residents' door. And she used two different files for this. She used the Halloween Cuties. And she also used the Costume Babies collection from the ScrappyDew vault. And this next project is by Design Team Margaret. And she also created a spinner card. And she used the Costume Kids 2. And that could be found in the Halloween category. And that's the inside of her card. And this is also by Margaret. She made a bulletin board for the assisted living. And she used Calendar Pals. And that's from the ScrappyDew vault. And she used these Scrappy Witches. And also Kitty Pumpkin, and that is from the Halloween package, and that's also in the ScrappyDew vault. And this next project is by Melissa. It's a You've Been Booed, and she created this for, it's a doorknob hanger for her neighbor, and she's going to put little treats in there. And she used the Happy Hauntings pattern file. And that could also be found in the Halloween category. And that's a close-up of her box. And the next project is by Monica, and she created a set of Christmas cards, and she used the Christmas Bears and the Reindeer Set 2, and that's also located in the ScrappyDew vault. And that's the second card. And this is also by Monica, and this is a birthday card for her mom's 70th birthday. And she used the Sprinkled with Love, and that can be found in the fall category. And this next project is by Susan of Susan Blue Robot. And she embroidered a towel for her husband, who is a chef. And she used the Scrap Factory program and the Brick expansion pack, Brick People expansion pack. And that's all the projects for tonight.
All right, very, very cool. Yeah, so hopefully that gives you inspiration on what can be done with ScrappyDew's patterns. And then Michelle's going to show you here on the website a little project that she's decided to put together on the actual store.
Okay, what I've done is I created a Vault Members Gallery in the store. And if you go to shop at scrappydew.com and you click on the Vault Members category, just go to page 1. Okay. There you'll find all the projects to help inspire your creativity, and they were used, the pattern files from the ScrappyDew vault. And so far there is 3 pages worth of projects.
Yeah, so that just gives you a little possibility of what you could do with the ScrappyDew files, of what the design team has completed and submitted. So, yes, I appreciate that, Michelle, for you putting that together for us and putting it in a store. And then, yeah.
There's also a Scrap Factory gallery too. So if anybody's interested in seeing what people have used for the Scrap Factory, they can find that. That's a bigger category that has, I believe, 5 or 6 pages worth of projects.
Yeah, and you'll notice the 0 prices on there. That's because if you try to add it to your cart, it's not going to let you. It's just there for a representation on what you can actually purchase and what you can actually design with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, sometimes we get questions on, hey, I try to add this to my cart and I get out of stock. Well, it's not for sale. A project is not for sale, but you can always, in the description it tells you where you can purchase. All right. Appreciate it, Michelle. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So news. What's new in the what's new, Ken? I've heard that Silhouette may have came out with some new subscription service. What's this news I'm hearing?
Yeah, so I got an alert yesterday, and I'm sure tons of people did. There is a new service called Club Silhouette, and so basically what it is, it really reminded me of the Cricut Circle service that they also have, but essentially what it is you have an opportunity to save money. So basically for $9.99 a month, you get discounts on the below items, making it easier to dream and create, is what they say. So basically the perks, what you get right down for the $9.99 a month, is you get free shipping on all orders over $50, which is a big one because a lot of people have not done orders through Silhouette because their shipping tends to be on the higher side. So this one will allow you to get free shipping on orders of 50 or more. You get 10 exclusive Club Silhouette digital designs each month. That won't be part of the Silhouette America store. This one's interesting. You're going to be able to get a free blade and mat right to your door, and it's 3 per year. So I'm assuming you get 3 blades and 3 mats throughout the year, and then you get 10% standing discount at silhouetteamerica.com. However, upon reading, just to clarify, the 10% off is not including cutting machines, downloads, download cards, subscriptions, and gift cards. So they just introduced this. It's pretty cool if you are doing a lot of orders. I know that currently I'm part of the Cricut Circle, and the main reason I'm part of that is because of the discount I get on all of my Cricut.com orders. I get 10% off. So for me, it adds up and really helps out. So if you are doing a lot of supply ordering through Silhouette, this would be a good club to be part of. It's $9.99 a month, so you're looking at roughly $120 a month. So got to keep that in mind as well.
I see. Now, any talks about a new machine coming out for the Silhouette, like a Cameo 2, Cameo Plus?
There's been rumors all over the internet. There's been pictures posted. So all I've seen is some people have been posting that went to they had some sort of meeting yesterday, I think, with their suppliers. And from what it looks like on the pictures, it looks like it's a touch screen. It looks like it has a place storage for the blades. But other than that, a lot of the details have been vague. There's a lot of speculation, but a lot of the details, whether there's going to be larger machines, if there's going to be wireless, all that stuff, no one really knows besides the people that went to that meeting, but they've been sworn to secrecy, I guess. So.
So yeah, I even heard that it has 2 flashlights, so I'm not sure. So
yeah.
we'll see if it has 2 flashlights for that, to see if it can scan and cut.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, everyone's saying there's a release date of October 15th. I'm confident that there is a machine. I don't think it's just rumors because there was multiple people that were posting pictures. There was multiple people reaching out to me, multiple people seeing this information. However, what is part of the machine or what comes with the machine at this point is all rumors or hearsay. But I would have to say I'm pretty confident that a machine will be released on October 15th from what I'm seeing.
All right. Yeah, I think that was one of the... Yeah, Brenda had that question, so good thinking, Brenda. We were on the same track there. All right, I'm going to dip into some of these questions here, Ken. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this one from Ruth, because she asked for you specifically. Okay, and she says, "Hey Ken. Can you use the Gypsy with the Explorer? I don't have the Explorer yet, but seriously considering it. And if not, can I take my carts that I used in the Gypsy and put them in my Cricut design space? Thanks, Ruth."
So Ruth, Yeah, in a way, you're going to be able to use your cartridges with the Explorer, absolutely. You're not going to be able to directly use your Gypsy with the Cricut Explore. Unfortunately, that is not a feature that is capable of the Design Space program. However, all of your cartridges that you've linked to the Gypsy, you're able to link that to your Cricut.com account. And that's really essentially what the nice thing about Cricut is they've attached these all to your Cricut.com account. So if I go to versus, for example, on the silhouette, my designs are usually saved per computer. So I have to go to each computer and download those designs or put them on a flash drive and do that. Where in Cricut, because it's a web-based program, I can attach everything to my Cricut.com account. And whenever I log into that Cricut.com account, which is my email and my password, that is going to give me access to all of the cartridges or digital images that I currently have. So that's the nice thing about having the web-based program is I could be at a friend's house and still log into that computer and get to that information.
All right. Then we got this one for you, Christopher, right here. And it says, for Christopher Allen Designs, is there a way that I can change the pressure of my scoring tool? Mine scores so light I can hardly see it. Thanks, your biggest fan, Brenda. All right. So, what advice do you have for Brenda?
Well, Brenda, for me, what I have learned with the scoring tool is that, at least in my opinion, this isn't something that I have confirmed with Cricut. You can, when you change the depth or the Smart Cut dial, it seems as though it mimics that pressure based upon what you have the dial set to. So, for instance, if you are doing heavier cardstock or a lighter cardstock and you want a deeper impression, you are able to actually pause it in between, and you can change that. That's what I have done in the past. I know that they are working on the score pressure because it is not, especially when you're doing rosettes. Obviously, it is not really pushing down hard enough, and you find yourself that it's not to the deep depth that you would like it to. But as far as I know, it's what I do is I go ahead and I change the dial. Is there anything that you've done, Ken, that has made it?
Yeah. I actually add multiple score lines in the same spot.
Okay.
So if I have a card and there's a score line along the center, I will add an additional 1 or 2 score lines there. So the score tool will go over it 3 times, which will mimic a deeper score. So it's basically just re-going over the score line 1, 2, 3 times. And I've noticed in my experience when I've done that, I've gotten a more of a stronger crease.
Now, is there any way to swap the score tool into the cut tool to allow that one to work?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No. You could try it and let's get back to us, but I'm not going to try it on my machine.
Well, you already put yours underwater, Ken, so I don't know what you're going to hurt trying it with putting that tool in there. Yeah, handmade cards. She says double the score lines, one on top of the other, just like you suggested, Ken, and that fools the Explorer and score in 2 times.
Yep,
so
it's worked the best for me, and that's what I've done, especially on cards, because I don't know how many times I've done it where it wasn't as good, and I ended up getting my scoring board out anyways, and that trick works awesome. So.
All right. Let's see. Handmade Cards also asked this question since we're on the print and cut topic here. Question for the print and cut. I have no real problems personally, but I'm reading all over the internet about these Shockwave errors. I mean, we talked about this sort of last week as well. I don't know if has there been any new plugin or have these problems gone away? Do you know, Christopher?
I have not seen a new plugin for the Explorer. I know that the other night I was installing something new that had come up on my machine. I don't believe that was something new that was for everyone. I don't know exactly why it wanted me to reinstall the plugin, but I haven't actually tried a print that cut since that went in, so I guess we will see live this evening if that issue does arise.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right. I'm not seeing any more questions. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them below wherever you're watching this, either the Google Hangout or the YouTube channel, because we are tracking them all. Okay. With that said, we're going to move on to demo. Are you ready, Chris?
Yeah, I actually just have to set up the other camera / my phone, and we'll see how this works. I'm going to try to join now and get everything set up. So what I was thinking that we would do is I would go ahead and show everyone how to essentially bring everything in, and then while it is printing, we can go ahead and kind of answer some more questions, because obviously that's going to be a couple of minutes of downtime while it's printing and everything. So I figured that's what we would do.
All right. And
Okay, so
when your phone brings up, just make sure that you are muted on the computer, okay? That way we're not getting the double feedback on the sound. Trezik, she wanted to say here, she said maybe they'll come out with a deeper score tool. I don't know, does Amy Chamas have any type of score tool that fits the...
I believe she is. I don't know if I can. I mean, she does. She's has one. I believe she calls it an engraving tool, not a scoring tool, but it essentially would do the same thing as the score. It's just
do you
a powerful.
Cutter holder, or do you drop it in the score side?
On that one, you drop it in the score side.
The score side. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not seeing any more questions. Oh, is the score tool spring loaded now?
No.
Okay. No on the spring loaded. Carolyn says you can flip the blade upside down. It scores deeper. So I guess that's a new trick.
I've heard that's going way back.
That's going way back to the first expression. So people get creative, I tell you, with these machines, and that's something that goes back to the first expression when people were wanting to engrave with their Cricut machines, and then also getting a deeper score, because traditionally scores have been tough, and I've seen that a ton of times where people will just flip the blade where it's got that nice round edge, and it does a really good job, especially if you're looking for engraving too. Or embossing, I guess.
Yeah. All right. I don't know, Christopher. There you are. Looks like you're coming up on the mobile video. So we're gonna try this. We have not just before. So we'll see. Yeah. Screw. And also, what I want to talk about tonight is we're going to be talking about the SVG library and what I have coming out for that as well, because I'm coming out with a library assistant that will allow you to, I guess, go mobile with the SVG library that you have created, stick it on a thumb drive, and move to another computer and use it. So we'll show you that tonight as well. Yeah. Scrolling through this, not seeing anything.
It does say, Kay brought up a really good idea, and I've never actually thought about that, and it's actually a really good idea on files for the Silhouette. I recommend Dropbox. That would give you the benefits of the cloud versus trying to install it on each computer. And one of those ideas that seems, obvious after the fact, but I've actually never thought about that, and that's a great idea to use that service.
All right. Go ahead and speak, Christopher. Let's see if we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. All right.
I can hear myself. It's very weird.
Yeah, you could probably maybe you can unplug your headphones if you want, and then you can just listen off your phone if that's easier.
Well.
Oop. All right, there you go.
Disco.
Well, I'll just listen to myself on the headphones.
Can hear. Not unplug it from your computer. All right. So yeah, we got your mobile camera pointed at the Cricut, so we're able to see that. And then you said you're going to show us in Design Space what you're actually doing.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll bring up Design Space.
Okay.
Hold on one moment. Let me share my screen. And let me know that you can see it.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start everything just like we would do it any day. Okay, so this is our startup screen. Oh, and we have wrapping paper now. What a fantastic idea. Okay, hold on one moment. Now what I'll do is just like we would do again any day, we'll just go to an insert image. Hold on one moment. I'm going to mute myself because it's weird hearing it. Okay, I'm not echoing, am I?
No, you're not.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to insert an image here. And what I like to do is I'm going to go right into my printables. On the left-hand side here, you can click on Filter. Once you click on Filter, you can scroll on down and go to the printables. So we'll click on printables, and since obviously Halloween is coming up, let's type in Halloween. And let's see, it will bring up all of the printables that we have for Halloween. And I think there's 3 or 4. Yes, there's 3 here. And I'm subscribed to this image. If you weren't subscribed, as we reviewed before, obviously this down here would have a price. So we'll just click on this. We'll hit Insert Image. And then it will bring our image onto our mat here. And then we can resize it to whatever size that we would like. So I'm just going to make it, let's see, let's do like 5, we'll just do it this size here just for the sake of going ahead and cutting it all out. Now the nice thing about this again is this is ready to print then cut. So I don't have to do anything, I'm not tracing anything, I'm done. I literally have this image that I want to say I want to put this on a card, I'll hit go, and then once I hit go, it's going to automatically put it on the mat for me, and it is automatically going to have the registration marks here. I don't have to select any type of registration marks. I don't have to move anything around for the registration marks, make sure that the cut lines are on there or anything like that. And once it comes up here, then all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and print, and we'll cut everything out. And I'll cut everything out live for us, but I want to make sure that the print. And this is probably running a little bit slower than normal simply because I am in the Google Hangout as well. Obviously, Cricut does not suggest that you have a whole bunch of things open. Whenever you're doing this, especially something that is using a lot of computer memory, like a Hangout. So here we have our mat up, and I'm going to actually do it with the bleed on because a lot of people ask about that. But if you wanted to take the bleed off, you just go up here and you can select that, and it's going to remove the bleed. It's going to tell us that we recommend you keep the bleed on for optimal print then cut results. So we're going to listen, and we're going to put the bleed back on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit print and continue. I'm going to select the printer that I want to use here. We'll use my Epson printer, and then I'm just going to hit OK. But first I want to go into my properties, and I just always choose best, OK, and then OK, and this is going to print. So while this is printing, if we have any more questions or anything like that, this should print in only a couple of seconds, and then I can go ahead and cut it.
Yeah, Kay has a question for you. She said, regarding the print and cut, some have had issues trying to print more than one image on the page at a time in Design Space. What has your experience been with this?
Print more than one image. The only issue that I've had with doing multiple images is if I'm doing a Cricut image and then I'm also doing like a JPEG or a GIF image, it seems to just take a little bit longer because it's the Cricut image is obviously going to automatically be configured, but it's going to take a little bit longer for the JPEG or GIF image to configure in there. And also, you want to make sure that the sizing is correct. It's going to attempt to stop you, do a hard stop whenever the sizing is not correct, but it's doing a lot of thinking whenever the sizing is not correct and staying within that sizing. And I can look up that sizing again, but I did review that in the last Hangout, the sizes that will fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and I have my image that's cut out here. I can show everyone. Can everybody see right here?
Yep.
So the image is cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my mat. And everybody is probably going to say something about my mat. It is a brand new mat, but Carolyn sends me all sorts of happy mail all the time, and she actually sent me, and I've never done this before, but I'm going to start doing it. She actually sent me the 12 by 24 mats because they were on, I guess, on sale or on special or something, and I cut it in half. So now I have 2 mats instead of 1 long mat, because I have 2 12 by 24 mats, and I have used them, I think, 3 times. So that's what we're going to do. So now, I don't know if you can see this here, but my light is blinking over here, and on my screen you can see that I have an option to reprint the page. I can go back to the preview, or I can go ahead and let it cut. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit that button, and I'm going to hit the blinking C, the blinking Cricut, and then it's going to go ahead and it's going to look for my registration marks, and it's going to go ahead and cut around this image. So it's going to start here. And another nice thing that I think we've talked about in the Hangouts before as well is that it has the light on it, so it does not have any trouble. And as you can see, it's a little bit darker in here because I don't have the big light on, binding these lines. Sometimes whenever I'm using my silhouette machine, I will have some trouble in a room that's only lit this much with it finding my registration marks because it does not have this light that's on it that you can, find things, and it's not a dark area.
So we're exploring in the dark right now.
What was that? I'm sorry?
We're exploring in the dark right now?
We are exploring in the dark, yes. Not everybody knew that we were going to be exploring in the dark and underwater.
Yes. Ken's new series. I hope everyone enjoyed that photo that we took. It was with a GoPro camera, and Ken was very afraid to get wet, so that's why he was in the suit. So it looks like it found the registration marks.
Yeah, now it's just cutting around. And the thing, again, a reminder to everyone that I've gotten a lot of questions about this. When you have the bleed lines on, you are going to see, it's going to look like a distorted image. Do not worry about that. The image is not going to be distorted. That's just simply, it's a line that's outside of the, obviously the line that is actually going to be cutting, so that it gets that perfect crisp cut around. So everybody gets a little bit nervous about those lines, because as you can see, I don't know how closely you can see here, but those bats as well as this tree right now look very, very distorted, but they will not once this is pulled off of the mat. And hopefully I can, this is a brand new mat. I did condition a little bit on my shirt by making it a little less sticky, so hopefully everything comes off cleanly. There's nothing like a brand new mat.
Let's see, chalk.
Okay, so now we're done.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, is it okay if I switch back to the regular camera, or do you want me to take it off here?
You can do whatever you wish, whatever you feel.
All right. Well, I'm going to switch back to my other camera just because it'll be easier to show it.
Okay.
So I'm going to switch over now.
And then Chalk Labs, I think Ken was posting links for that. She actually asked on YouTube, Ken, so we'll have to go on YouTube and answer. But can Ken and Christopher tell me what 12x12 printers they have purchased? That's what she was asking. And is that the link that you posted, Ken, to Chalk Labs question?
Yeah, I forget, Christopher, what 12x12 printer you have. I know it's an HP. It's an HP 70-something 10.
Well, hold on one moment.
because I can post that one for you too.
Oh, and Christopher, don't forget we need to unmute you since you're now using your computer one. Still says you're muted.
Okay. Am I
Yep.
unmuted now?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, perfect. I have the HP wide format 7000 is what I have, Ken.
Yeah, so Ken's going to get those links for you there, Chuck Labs, and we'll post it on YouTube as well.
I'm just taking this off the mat now, and I'm just trying to be as delicate as I can because, again, this is a brand new mat. So I just have to be very careful on the brand new mat. It's very sticky. But I wanted to use a brand new mat because if all of you guys saw the mats that I normally use.
we would think something very different about you, huh?
Yes, they have been loved.
Used and abused.
Yes, I showed a mat in a video once that was very, very much loved, and I got a lot of comments about it. Why don't you just get a new mat? I don't know what it is about mats, but I just like to use them until literally there is not a tiny bit of sticky left on them. Okay, so, oh my goodness, I have never cut this out before.
Oh, man. Is it good or bad?
It's very, very good. So
okay.
Hopefully everybody can see this here. But here is the print then cut, and what I was so impressed with, and I don't know if you are going to be able to see this. I actually don't have my little. Let's see if I have. I don't know where that tool is, of course. But there is a cut that I haven't pulled out because I need my, I call it my dental tool, that little hook tool. But look at how tiny. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this justice, but do you see how tiny that spot is in between that cat's legs?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I don't even know what I can compare that to.
Maybe you can take a picture of that with your iPhone and then upload it to the event page.
That's what I'll do because this, I mean, this is literally, it's so tiny, and I've actually cut out nail decals before that are super duper tiny. It was one of my first things that I posted in one of the groups was a Mary Poppins nail decal, and it was about 1/8 of an inch. But this, I mean, I can't believe how small and intricate this is. But again, I'll just show that this is, I mean, it's perfectly cut out. There's no white anywhere on here. If you do see any white, it's just simply because the edge of this paper obviously is white. But if I was using this, I would ink around it, with some black, just because of the white core of the paper. But I mean, this is, I mean, what was that, Ken of Kens Kreations? 3 clicks it took for us to do that?
3 clicks to inspiration.
That's the big push right now, is that it's, I mean, literally literally I found the image, I put it on my mat, and I clicked to what I think it might have been less than 3 clicks actually, and it was ready to go. So it's, I mean, that was just with the Cricut image. I mean, we can do other images another time. You can use, again, any image that you clean and that you bring in, and that's great. And it's good. I mean, does anybody have any questions about that print then cut? I mean, it does not get any more simple, and I don't know if there's anybody that's doing any live demos like that. And it's, I mean, that was it. That was it. I mean, that is literally, I mean, no one can say anything about that not being a live demo. We literally went straight from the computer, printed it, and cut it out.
I think we did it better than Home Shopping Network. So
Christopher, when you're doing some of these print and cuts, devil's advocate, and you print it, you load it, and you get that Shockwave error, how do you solve that? Because I know what I do, but I want to know what you do. I
wait. It generally will resolve itself very quickly. I have not had a Shockwave error that has lasted an exuberant amount of time, unless I am doing something where I am trying to make that Shockwave error come up. As a beta tester, you know this as well, Ken, that we do everything we can to try to figure out what is going to mess up the software. I have done a lot of things that the software was not built to do. For instance, I created the card with the doll clothing, use a background and then cut on top of the background. I actually asked someone at Cricut headquarters that question, and he did confirm that the software was not built for that at this time. So when I do things like that, and I do very intricate groupings and do attachments and things like that, it's almost inevitable that I'm getting that. But I have not gotten the Shockwave error as far as I can remember on any of the Cricut images. The only time that I really get that Shockwave error is when I'm using a very intricate image from a third party or from online. What do you do, Ken of Kens Kreations, whenever you get the Shockwave error?
He cries.
No, I actually, I am not a patient person. So in the beginning when I was getting them, I was waiting 5 seconds and saying, this is ridiculous. However, I learned some patience, and it actually does. It does resolve on its own. I've heard some people say if you clear your history, clear your caches, clear your, it will work. However, I will say Shockwave error has taught Kens Kreations something, and that is to always save your work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because I have had it before where a Shockwave error happened and I didn't have my work complex card, and I hit refresh, and when you hit refresh, well, there goes that project. So
maybe you should have a new term: save then cut. Save then.
But I will admit that just waiting a couple minutes on that share, and it usually resolves its own. And I do think it's worth note that I know as a beta tester, I'm sure Christopher, the Shockwave error is that we consistently give feedback on, and saying that we're hearing people talk about it. We know the frustration, so I do know it is very, very fresh in their mind, and they are working on a solution. So I don't want it to think that people are, oh, just wait, it'll go when we ignore it. It is something that at least that I've had conversations with the people we report to, that they know it's an issue and they're working on it.
Yes, we've told some very important people about it.
Vicky here, she says, I don't think it's shown up in the stream yet, but I see it says, oh, here, it says that I see that you have a Cricut and a Silhouette. What other cutters do you use? Is the Explorer the only cutter that can print and cut?
Oh, I think that's one for Kens Kreations.
Yeah,
this is the master of the Silhouette.
This is worth 500 points, Ken, if you can get it right.
So it is not the only cutter. In fact, the reason I got my Silhouette Cameo a couple years ago was the fact that they were one of the first, to my knowledge, cutters / design program that was mainstream to offer the print then cut. So they are definitely something you can use to print then cut. Currently, for me, I'm all about simplicity. I like that I can create a card in less than 5 minutes with the print and cut. So it's a simplicity factor. With that said, the Silhouette does meet a lot of conditions that people are looking for trace features. It's a completely different way to do the print and cut. And I posted a video comparing the two print and cuts, and I got some amazing feedback from people about the Silhouette print and cut versus the Cricut Explore. So it's interesting because it's two different ways to approach it. It's two different ways to look at the same thing, but for me, it's all about simplicity, and Cricut has done a good job in making this a very simple, less frustrating process. So they both can do it. They both have strong points, and they both have points, but for me right now, I probably am turning to my Cricut more. It's the only machine right now I'm turning for print and cut.
It's like an easy button. Trezek here. I don't know if you can see my screen here, Ken, but it says, Christopher and Ken, I found that colors on the Cricut images are off when I print, but when I download clip art, etc., it's great. Have you guys had any problems?
I have not. Ken, this is probably another one for you because you posted that information on how to fix that if you're getting like the lines and things like that. I have not had a problem yet with it. I mean, live we just printed that one. That was a Cricut image, and it seems pretty true to color for me. I was just actually placing it on a background and gluing it there so that I could take a picture of it later. So that's what I was doing down there. But yeah, it doesn't seem like. I mean, it seems like everything is perfect to me. So I'm not sure if that's the browser. Ken, you may know a little more.
Well, for me, when I print my images for print and cut, and I've even done this with the site, I always go to the print dialog box and bring it up, and I change my images from a regular standard print to a photo quality print. And in my opinion, it changes the quality of that print to a much better, because it's slowing down, it's using finer, it's using more of your ink. Granted, I know it's using more ink, but when I changed it to a photo quality print, especially on my wide format printer, it's completely changed the way it looks. So as for the clip art, the solution on that one is I use a lot of Google Images into Design Space, and by using the color tolerance, it's going to really help with getting those nice solid lines, and you can play around with that color tolerance.
Oh, speaking of that color tolerance, Ken, are you prepped to show any of that?
Yeah,
okay.
I can show it.
Okay, because last week when Julie came by, she was having some issues with an image, and then Ken was able to do a sort of like a rebuttal video to it because he was absent last week, and so I'm going to have him almost show the same exact demo that he put last week on how you can fix that image using the tolerance. But go ahead, Ken. It's all you.
All right. So the best way to describe, I have this right here. Let me bring this up. The color tolerance is the comparison between the difference in color values that can be perceived, what one can see, and what is acceptable and achievable in multiple samples, which is a fancy term of saying basically it's when the two colors meet. So for example, on that one that we used last week, and the way I found out about the color tolerance is by bringing in my own stamp images. I noticed when messing around with the color tolerance, my stamp images were looking a lot better. So here's that monkey. If you go to complex images, there he is. And if you go down here, you have your magic wand, you have your eraser, you have all of these things. And right now, obviously, if we were to look at it, it's just a box. That's why most images, if you download a JPEG image, especially from Google Images, is going to come in as. So if we were to just do it as it sits right now, don't change anything, and use our magic wand, it looks like it's done a pretty good job. However, if you look at the cut lines, which is right here, and kind of look in here, you're going to see a little bit of jaggedness along, especially right here. There's a little bit right there, and you're also going to see down here it gets a little bit wavy. So the way that I found to solve that is by changing your color tolerance. I instantly go to 100. Other people have said you don't need to go up to 100, but by going to that 100 and using that wand, and then if you look at your cut lines become much smoother, and it gets rid of that jaggedness. So if you go down here, you don't have that right there anymore, and that's a much smoother line. So I use the color tolerance all the time when I'm using other images. For example, in this case, this monkey, and mess around with that. And then, of course, when you continue step 3, you can, once again, if you want to see your cut lines after this point, you can get rid of this point here, and this is once again going to show you your cut lines. I know that's a question I get all the time, because in Silhouette, you can see your cut lines before you cut it. This will bring up that cut line, but if you're preserving it as a print then cut, you're going to want to make sure that that's turned back on. And then, of course, you can change your image. But that's how I fix that. I use that color tolerance all the time.
Cool. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner with that, using that tolerance. Going through some more questions or comments. Like I said, if you guys want to comment, just comment wherever you're watching this. We'll keep track of it. And there was one that came in on YouTube, and I guess this is more of a troubleshooting comment. It says when you get the flash crash, it says in the address bar, you will see that there's 2 Flash plugins available. Disable the first file and then restart and fix it. I don't know. Have you guys noticed anything about that? Or maybe that's computer specific. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually, I'm fortunate in the fact that I've only gotten the Shockwave error twice, and I've only had any kind of issues with that. So the Flash plugins, it's not something I've encountered yet. I don't know if it's a Mac thing, a Windows thing, or both, but that's not something I've encountered yet. But that's good, useful information.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's for Google Chrome or not. She said type about : plugins in the address bar, and you'll see 2 Flash plugins available. I don't know. So we'll check it out and see if that helps fix it. All right, scrolling through comments, questions. Not seeing any unless you see some. Ken. I know Kay had one from earlier for you, Christopher Allen. I don't know if you saw this one or not. So for Christopher Allen Designs. Looking forward to your demo. Wondering if you were able to find out the max output DPI from Design Space.
I did not. I have an email out right now, and I have not gotten a response to that yet. So as soon as I get that, it will be posted on. We'll have it posted here and on my Facebook page and Facebook group as well. I'm just waiting for that answer back at this time. I know what I've researched, but I don't want to give you an incorrect answer. Ken, do you have that answer by any chance?
I have an email into Christopher Allen Designs for that information. So as soon as Christopher Allen Designs gets back to me, I'll get back to you guys.
I cannot stand you.
All right. Yeah, not seeing any more comments or questions on my stream. Feel free if you see some, Ken. Feel free to go ahead and post them. But if there's not any more questions, but feel free to ask them. I just wanted to show a little bit on the SVG Library Assistant real quick on what's coming out for that. And let me go ahead and share my screen.
No one has called in yet.
Well, we don't have that set up tonight.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I had to actually send in my device. It's getting repaired. All right, screen 1. All right, hopefully you guys are seeing my screen here. And let me close out of my email so you guys don't see everything. All right, so let me go ahead and show you the Library Assistant. So this right here, this little box here is the Library Assistant, and this is something that you can actually put on your thumb drive and take it with you. So that means there's going to be no installer with this. So keep that in mind. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and open the library file. So when you're in SVG Library, you can do a file create backup, and that is the library file that you can put on a thumb drive and you can use with this program here. So you're just going to open the library file, and Michelle was so nice to make a quick little sample package, because you can almost think of this as take what you want kind of thing. So she created a sample package of some Mojo Mondays and some ScrappyDew files. As you can see, it almost looks very similar to the SVG library. However, you cannot add anything to it. You cannot delete anything to it. So it's basically a read-only. Okay, so you can do the same things basically you could do with SVG library, but it's mainly for you to export. So just like before, you click on the files, and it will show you over here in the preview window of what it is, and you can even filter by folder. You can even use the common tagger here. Open common tag window. As you can see, almost everything, single thing is grayed out except for a few windows here. And you can drop and drag these into your search boxes, and you'll get those devices. And then when you're ready to export, of course, you can hit the Export SVG button. And everything else works just the same as SVG Library. Show all, and so on. So that's what you guys have to look forward to. It's not available yet. If you have SVG Library, it's going to be, of course, included with it. So there's no additional cost there. But before I even distribute this, I am working on a new way of working files, and maybe I can show a little bit of that. As you can see, I got some bugs to work out. But let me hit play on here. And a lot of people, they're saying, I want subfolders, I want folders within folders, and I'm getting to the point where it's almost there, but not quite. But I'll just show you how it's basically going to work real quick here. So I have lots of stuff running here, so we'll go here, and there's just going to be a simple file menu, open folder view, and you'll be able to nest things, of course. I guess I didn't have things prepped for the show, but you can just add a folder, and you can type in the new folder what you want to name it, and then you'll be able to drop and drag files that you have in your library from over here into these folders, and that way it'll be a good way for you guys to have folders within folders. So I am working on it. Look for this to come out not this weekend, but maybe next weekend. Kids are getting ready to come on fall break, so hopefully before next weekend I'll have a solution to the folder issue, because a lot of people, they are asking about folders and subfolders within SVG Library. Okay, so that is about it for the library, and if there's any questions, I'll have to go back to my Google Hangout to look at it. And not seeing any there. So, is there anything else, Ken or Christopher Allen, that you guys wanted to put out? I think I'm the only one left here. Are you still there, Michelle?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Just making sure my internet didn't go out again. Are you seeing anything else, Ken?
Nope. No, the only other thing is Cricut just released some window cleaning. So
yeah.
There's a lot of people that were asking questions on that. So I don't have it, but as soon as I get it, I'll post a review of that as well.
So it's on order?
It is on order. So
right. Maybe you can share a link of what you're talking about on this window cling stuff for the group.
Do you see any new questions, Ken?
I do not know. Leslie did say something to the point about a comparison between the laser and inkjet. And actually, I did see something in one of the Facebook groups comparing these two. So the LaserJet does work much better. It gets better, cleaner, and quality is better. Dries faster. However, I have been hearing can't use it on printable vinyl because it will burn it. So, but other than that, I don't see any other questions.
I think there was a comment there from, was it Laura Lynn? It's off my screen right now. Do you see that one?
From who?
It was, I think it was Laura Lynn. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you all get so good at all of this? We just follow Rob's inspiration. He's the one that started the Google Hangouts, him and Michelle, and each week we've just, been able to do this more and more, and it between all of us, it's just it gets better and better, I think. So, and it looks like Jerry still wants to know about the baby pics. I do believe that was posted last week. Was that correct?
Last week. Mm-hmm. I
wasn't here, so so I don't know if we can repost those in the comments here or see what's going on there, but I think last week they were all posted.
Yeah, they were. I'm back. Are you guys can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Bad internet again. All right. Is there anything else, Ken?
Nope, I don't see anything as of right now.
All right. Last week, Christopher Allen, he said, let's make things magical to close out. And I didn't know if you wanted to close out with your catchphrase or something else.
Well, he's trying to steal my catchphrase. That's my catchphrase if that's what he went with last week. Because in all my YouTube videos with go out there and make something magical. So he's probably just making fun of me. That's what he does best. So.
but I do want to put this out that your underwater series is going good.
Yeah, I'm in Maui next week, so maybe I'll be able to take the Explore underwater and see what it can do.
All right, and then we're going to follow up that series with Explore Space. Okay, so we're going to see how it does in 0 Gs. See if it can handle the pressure. Okay.
All right.
All right. So how are you going to sign off this week?
Same way as always. Just go out there and make something magical.
All right. Appreciate everyone coming out, and we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll do Ken on location at a Hobby Lobby or something. We'll see in Maui. Do you think they have that there?
Maybe. You never know.
All right. Bye, everyone.